So Ketu is the left hand of Ganesha. Originally, Ketu is a torso without a head, and if you talk about the origin story of Lord Ganesha, he also lost his head. So these two have a connecting story which makes Ketu a part of Ganesha's energy, sort of a form of Ganesha. That is why Ganesha is considered a ruling deity of Ketu. I call Ketu the left hand of Ganesha. In addition, Ganesha also rules Mercury because Ganesha is also the god of intelligence and Mercury is the planet of intelligence. So when these two run together in Ketu Mahadasha and Mercury Antardasha, it is in some sorts the end of suffering because a new Sri Ganesha of life is happening. The left and right hand of Ganesha come together in your life, and that is when your brain starts to work once again. That is when the intelligence and the ability to think which you lost at the beginning of your Ketu Mahadasha, you regain some part of it. So when Mercury becomes active, Buddhi returns with the return of Budh, and along with Ketu it starts a new beginning, a new Ganesha, and a new you are born. The arrogance, the brilliance of Mercury is of course not there in its full form, but again the confusions of Ketu are also not there, but there is a certain kind of blended wisdom. There is the return of intelligence, the return of clarity. I always tell them, look, the brilliance of Mercury period can never be regained in any other period, not even in the Venus period, not even in the Jupiter period. The sheer mental horsepower that Mercury gives, no other planet can give. And of course, Venus will come with its own wisdom. Venus will bring its own clarity to the story and it will bring a better life as well for most people. But the intellectual horsepower that Mercury carried and the ability to think clearly and connect the dots, that's Mercury's domain, which the person sort of loses during the Ketu period. So, Ketu, in a sense, is an antithesis of Mercury. Mercury is sharp and arrogant. Ketu is lost, foggy, and intuitive. Mercury is a go getter. Ketu is a let goer. Ketu believes in let go, and because these two come together, there's a beautiful balance and harmony that usually returns to the native after a very difficult Ketu Shani, which he had just gone through. The biggest part is that since for so many years the native survived without Mercury using its intelligence for him, this is the time when the brain kick starts again and it is a good feeling, it is a new beginning. So what I've seen is that people prepare a lot of plans, they start to think big, they start to think ahead, and my advice here is proceed with caution, because if you get too excited because of expecting great things in Shukra, there is something known as Dasha Sandhi which will create its own trouble. But yes, you will regain your ability to think, and Shukra Dasha will allow you to execute those plans. Ketu Mercury plans happen, but the execution usually happens when Shukra arrives. So this is what I've seen. It is a planning stage, it is not an execution state. Ketu will not let you execute it. But by and large, this is a happy period for most new people, and it's a new Shri Ganesh for people undergoing Ketu period. So they come out of the fog of Ketu and see the clarity of Mercury once again. Ketu does interfere here and there, being the Mahadasha Lord, but it does so occasionally because it knows this is the last leg and it should back off. And during this period, it would be good if you maintain that balance. Worshipping Lord Ganesha can be good for you. Most important thing is to keep the wisdom of Ketu and intelligence of Mercury together. It is a mixed period. It comes with worldly intelligence combined with otherworldly wisdom. So the synthesis of these two is very important. That is why we need the blessings of Lord Ganesha. Jai Shri Ganesha.